video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to apply for a postgraduate work permit in Canada. If you know all about the eligibility criteria for a postgraduate work permit in Canada, then I would recommend you go straight to the application process. But if you're unsure, then it will be wise for you to watch a little bit so you can be sure that you're not missing anything. The postgraduate work permit is mostly for international students who graduated from a designated learning institution in Canada and intend to stay back and work in Canada. And it is also important to know that not all designated institutions qualify graduates for a postgraduate work permit. Let me show you guys an example. So to check for your college in the designated learning institution list, go all the way down, choose your province, choose your school. As you can see down here, Bow Valley College offers PGWP eligibility programs or eligible programs, yes. The second college below it doesn't. There are two ways to apply for a postgraduate work permit in Canada. You can either apply online or on paper. So for the fees, it's going to be 255 Canadian dollars, and the processing time, it's going to take 58 days online and also 58 days if you apply with a paper format. Before you go ahead and apply, it is important to know how long a postgraduate work permit would last. Programs less than 8 months are not eligible for a postgraduate work permit. Programs more than 8 months but less than 2 years are eligible for a postgraduate work permit, the same length as the study program you took. Programs 2 years or more are eligible for a postgraduate work permit valid for 3 years. If you complete more than one program, eligibility for a postgraduate work permit is there, but you would have to combine the length of each program as long as they are at least 8 months in length and postgraduate work permit eligible. Note, you can't get a postgraduate work permit if you already had one after completing an earlier program of study. And number 2, ensure your passport is valid for your eligibility period. If not, you will not get a postgraduate work permit that is valid till your passport expires. So for the eligibility criteria, you must have a valid study permit or visitor record. You must apply within 180 days after you get your diploma, degree, transcript, or official letter from your school. You must have completed a program in a designated learning institution with eligible programs that was at least 8 months long or more. And you must maintain full-time status as a student in Canada. So the first thing you're going to do is to go on your browser and you type in cic.gc.ca or canada.ca, and you choose English or French depending on your language of choice. Once you do that, you go on menu. Under Immigration and Citizenship, you click on My Application. And once you click on My Application, you're going to click on Sign In or Create an Account. Option 1, you can sign in with your GC key, or you can sign in with the sign-in partner, which is your bank. So if you do not have an account, you're going to click here and register. But if you've already created an account, you go right in here and sign in. So once you sign in, you're going to come to a page like mine. If you're already working on an application, it's going to show you here, continue an application you haven't submitted. If you've already submitted one, it's going to show up here, view the application you've submitted, and it's going to show down here. And here, you're going to click on the ones you're working on. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start an application. So determine your eligibility and apply online. So because we're looking to get a work permit, we're going to choose this one. And then we're going to answer a few questions. What would you like to do in Canada? Work. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? So this is going to be a temporary work permit, so it's going to be more than 6 months. So we're going to choose that. Select the code that matches the one on your passport. What is your current country/residence or territory of residence? If you're presently in Canada, you should select Canada. So because we're in Canada, I am going to select Canada. Do you have a family member who is a Canadian citizen or permanent resident? No or yes, depending on what applies for you. What is your date of birth? And then next. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? No or yes, depending on what works for you. What is your current immigration status in Canada? I would say student. Do you plan to work on campus? No, because I am already done school. Are you a full-time student at a participating institution and want to work off campus? I would say no, because I'm done school. Have you recently graduated of which year? The answer here is a yes. Is your work an essential part of your studies? Depending on what you're going to be choosing. When I chose this, it was a yes. So I'm going to choose yes. If it's a no for you, you do the same thing. Have you been told by an immigration? I would say no. Have you submitted a permanent resident application in Canada? If you have, you choose yes. If you haven't, no. Do you have a written job offer? If you have, yes or no. Next. Do you have an official letter from your school that confirms? Yes. Next. If you're married, you're going to choose that. If not, single, or if you're widowed, you choose what applies for you. What is your province of destination? So I'm going to choose Alberta. Next. So here there are 3 options: temporary resident visa, co-op in Canada, and postgraduate work permit. But for this, we are trying to apply for the postgraduate work permit. So we're going to choose that. So it's telling me that you are almost there. So I'm going to click continue to answer a few more questions. Do you have an official letter from your school saying that you've completed? Yes. Next. Do you have a medical exam performed? If you do have, you choose yes. If you haven't, it's going to be a no. At some point, you're going to be needed to present one. So I'm going to say no. Have you lived in a designated country or territory for more than 6 months in the last year? I would say no. If you have, choose yes. Do you work in one of the following jobs? Mostly this is like healthcare related. If you have, you're going to choose yes. If you haven't, no. And then next. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? If it's a yes for you, you choose that. If not, no. That's why it's going to get you your personal checklist. So you're going to answer the question the way it fits you. Find out if you are eligible to apply. So, are you giving someone access to your application? No. In the past 10 years, have you given to come to Canada? I would say yes. Before I came to Canada, I did a biometrics. There are fees associated with this application. Will you be paying your fees? I would say yes. Next. Are you able to make a digital copy of your document? Yes. And next. Will you be paying your application fee online? I would say yes, because this is going to be an online application. So now you have the option to review your answers, and you have the option to change things here if it's not what you intentionally wanted to put in there. And once you've done that, you scroll all the way to the end and hit on the button continue. So before you submit your application, you're going to review all of this. Use your account, save your application, upload your documents, then pay your fees. You're going to review that and then continue. So this is now my document checklist. So on here, the main application process is going to be this one right here. These are supporting documents. And this one is application for a temporary resident visa made outside of Canada. So, but this is the one that I'm going to walk you guys through on how to apply. So the way to do this is you click on this, it's going to open in a new window, just like this. And what you're going to do is you save that to your computer. So after you've downloaded the application form, this is what it's going to look like. And I'm going to walk you guys through. I'm going to be fast on this application form because I filled it out already. I just want to talk about on the most important things. So number one is your UCI number. You can find this in your study permit, like the stamp when you apply to come to Canada, that stamp on your study permit, you're going to find that information there. It's an 8-digit number. And then you're going to choose if you want service in English or French. Number 3, you're applying for a work permit for the first time or with a new employer. Then here, it's your full name. If you've used any other name, it's going to be yes. And then you put the information down here. If not, leave it as no. Choose your sex, your date of birth, place of birth, your country of birth, your citizenship, or your country of citizenship. Then current country or territory of residence is going to be Canada. Your current status, you're still here as a student. Then this is going to be the date you came into Canada to the date your student study permit is going to be expiring. And on here, it says if you've lived previous countries or territories of residence. During the past 5 years, have you lived in any other country? If it's a yes, you click here and that information goes here. If no, you choose no. Your current marital status, if it's married, you choose that from the drop down. If it's single, choose single. Then you go down here, number 10, personal details. Have you previously been married or in a common law partner? If it's a yes, you choose yes and put the name of your common law partner below. If not, leave it as no. Languages, depending on where you're from. If it's English, any language you choose. Are you able to communicate in English or French? Yes or no, or both. Then whatever works for you, you choose it. Have you taken a test from a designated to assess your proficiency in English or French? If it's a yes, you choose yes. If it's a no, you choose no. Then this is going to be your passport number, country or territory of issue. If this was given, this for me, this is just a little error on my side. It's going to be Nigeria. So let's say you got your passport before coming, and then the expiring date is going to be this time. But if it expired within Canada and you renewed it, then your country of issue is going to be Canada and the date it was renewed and the expiring date. I hope that makes sense. Then if you have a national identity which is different from your passport, you put that information there. If you do not have one, you just choose no, right? And then this goes away, right? So contact information. Then for this one, USPR card, are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States? Yes or no. If it's a yes, the information goes below. No, then here. Contact information. So here you're going to put your contact information, and then residential address. If it's a no, then the information goes here. If it's the same as your current mailing contact information, then this closes and it's a yes. Then your phone number goes here, your email, and then down here coming to Canada. So this is the date you entered Canada and the place of arrival, and then if applicable, provide the document number of the most recent visitor record, study permit, work permit, or temporary. For this number here, it is also on your study permit. So if you look at your passport, you're going to see that document number. This is the number. It starts with a letter and 9 digits. So that is the number that goes there. Details of intended work in Canada, it's going to be postgraduate work permit. Then for this one, name of employer, details of prospective employer. If you have an employer already, this is where that information goes all the way down here. If you do not, then you leave that. That is why this is an open work permit, right? So then you go down to number 8. Have you been issued a certificate under the provincial nominee program? If it's a yes for you, you choose that. If it's a no, no, but it's definitely going to be a no. Education. So it says, have you had any post-secondary education, including university, college? Yeah, so yes. If you answered yes, give details. So you can just put details of your college in Canada. So I gave an example on something you can use as a guide. Then employment, give details of your employment for the past 10 years. So for this one, you're going to start, because this application is for 2021 for an example. So we're looking at 10 years, which is 2010 to like 2020. So you're going to work with that number, 2010-01. You put what you did, the company name, the location, the country, and then I did that from 2010 to 2016 because let's say I came into Canada 2016 December, then I finished that work 2016 November. Then in here I put Loblaw Companies Limited, and what I was doing, and I did that job as a part-time all the way down to 2021 March, which is like this month, right? So that is how you fill out the employment information. If you have more, you put that information down here. So what you can do is, once you've done that, you can go all the way back and review again to make sure that you didn't miss anything. Once you've done that, then you come down here, background information, and just answer this question. So basically this is going to be like a no, 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 except this one right here. It says, have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? It is going to be a yes because you applied to study in Canada. And after that, I believe the rest is also a no, 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 just read that. And then, do you consent to be contacted by IRC? Yes or no, you can choose no, you can choose yes. And then you date it. Because this is going to be an online application, you don't need to sign it. And once you do that, you are going to validate. So once you've completed that part, the next thing is you're going to hit on this button, and then after you might have validated, you're going to upload that form. Once you upload it, the supporting documents, you're going to do the same thing. You upload your recent education transcript. If you're a little bit confused, this button is going to help explain what you need to do. Then you do the same with your completion of studies letter, upload. Same process, you must provide an official letter from your school that confirms that you've completed your study program. You do the same thing with your passport. You can click on this to know what exactly you need to do. Digital photo. Once you've done all of that, if you're someone applying for a temporary resident visa made outside Canada, this is the information you're going to download and use the example from the one I made to fill that one out. And once you've done that, this is the total fee you're going to be paying. Once you've uploaded all this information, this spot here, you're going to see next. That is where you're going to click, and then you're going to sign the document and then pay and submit your postgraduate work permit.